Hi, Matt with Etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Thule EPOS bike rack on the back of our 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE. Now this is going to be a great rack because it's super versatile and it's really easy to take on and off and store in your garage. So let's check it out. So today we're mainly going to be focusing on how it interacts with our vehicle, but first let's talk about how close our bike actually sits to the vehicle itself. So right here, it's having a pretty good distance, even if you're on some really bumpy roads. And you can tell it's not getting that close to our vehicle right now. Now, we're not going to have the ability to open up our hatch quite yet, but we can tilt this back to get that. And to do that, all I have to do is come over here, press down with my foot, and pull it towards me. This feels pretty easy to do, even if you have some heavy e-bikes, because this is going to be rated for 75 pounds if you have one bike on here, or two 70-pound bikes on here too. So you can carry some pretty heavy e-bikes. And then once you're ready, you can either load it up with any type of gear or groceries you have on hand, or if you want to get ready for your ride, you can take a seat, tie your shoes, or even grab your helmet. And then we can close this up and put this in the seated position. All you have to do for that is push up on it. It'll click into place. And if you want to take a closer look at it, I'm going to remove my bike. So what I'm going to start off with is going to be on the front tire. We're going to have this strap. If I press on this, it's going to release. And if I go in the opposite direction, this is going to ratchet down. So really easy to use, gets you really tight. And we're going to have one on the back tire, and that's how we get a really good hold today. Now with these both removed, I can take off the last one. So right now, I already have this connected to my frame. It's going to have a locker on it to give you that extra security. But I can also have this make contact with my rear tire instead. So if you have a carbon frame bike or alternative frame bike, you can have that as a mounting option instead. So from here, I'm just going to pick it up, and then we can take it out for a ride. Now, with these cradles, they're going to have this unique design where you can actually fold them up. And I can actually show you that now, but it's really not going to be rated for when you're driving around. This is how it's going to move. And when it is up, this here, let me move that, isn't saving us any space. If anything, it's just blocking more stuff. So it's really just for storage uses. So I'll put that back down, make sure everything's put away properly. I don't like any of these straps just dangling around because it just doesn't look as nice. It makes it a little bit more difficult to use too. But when I get finished with this, let's get a couple measurements to see how it's going to be sitting on here. And that first measurement I'm going to get is going to be our ground clearance. So we got this pedal here that sits semi close to the ground. That's going to be at 18 inches. So even if you have some heavier e-bikes on here, it might drop down by an inch or two, but it's not going to make ground contact. I would recommend just keeping an eye on it if you're going up any steep inclines, like a driveway or a hill. Now for the total distance that sits away from our vehicle, this is going to be sitting at just a little bit over 28 inches. That's actually going to be pretty compact for a 2-bike carrier. Now I will say it's not going to have a folded up position, but what's nice about that is it's not going to block anything back here. So our license plate, our taillights, backup camera, and back window will not be obstructed. Now we can take a closer look at how this is going to install. I'll actually fold this up so we get a better view. So let's start with the back side. So we're going to have this lock core here that's going to give you extra security, and that's going to be connected to this handle. And this handle is going to be your anti-rattle device. So if you just tighten that up, it'll tighten this and make sure there's no rattling here. And I personally like that this is built in because it's just going to be easy to use and you won't lose it over time. And ahead of that, you're going to see that we have our 1.25" shank. This is going to go into our 2-inch hitch receiver. The way that's possible is because we have a 2-inch sleeve adapter here. And that is going to come with this. So this is going to be compatible with your 2-inch receivers or your 1.25" receivers. Then we'll have a hook that goes around and goes through this pinhole to hold it into place. Now when it comes to taking this out, all you have to do is pull on that hook, lift up on it, and pull it right out of here. From there, you can press a button inside of here, and that'll let the shank fold up, just like so. And now you can even wheel this around your garage, so you don't even have to pick it up. Makes it really easy to move around and store. Now, another really good option we have is going to be the Thule Outpace. That's great for storage because it is going to be a little bit more compact than this one. It's just not going to have as high as a weight rating, so it's not going to be great for those really heavy e-bikes, and it's not going to be great for carbon frame bikes like this one is here. But of course, if you have any other questions, let us know here at Etrailer. And again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.